We're back. This is season 5 of the Tara Sharma Show, and it's a platform to discuss topical family issues with a view to bringing about positive change. We have inspirational guests.
The world needs to become more inclusive. People always say you need to accept people. Acceptance is not our call. We just include them.
Absolutely.
They feel accepted automatically.
Who are using their platforms to bring about positive change.
I definitely have my struggles with not being positive all the time.
See, everyone works really hard, but you should work hard in the right direction.
To create that atmosphere where everybody can say what they want is very important.
It takes a lot of us time to understand and value that being different is good.
If a young boy or a young girl has self-belief, they think that they can do it, that's the only opinion that matters.
I was sitting at a window and I remember the sun was rising. I clicked that picture and I sent it to my friends and said, new day, new beginnings, I'm going to switch on my sunshine.
Woo, woo!
I see my country trying to do well in all the sports. We are 1.3 billion people. We have 99 problems, but having people to play different sports is not one of them.
Save the planet.
Absolutely.
Our biggest home is actually the planet.
Absolutely.
And that's under huge threat right now.
Depression, it starts off as a very chemical thing, but it becomes so much more.
It's very important to tell parents, look for signs. You have to know what they are and you have to look for them.
Readapting to situations, I think that's somewhere always kind of been in my blood.
Thank you all so much for being such an incredible audience. This really is a show that is our show because all our interactions have led to this moment.
The start for me has been good, but the journey is still long.
We met some wonderful guests this season. Some came to our set for a chat, and some, even though they were so busy, gave us some time to go on their sets and have a chat there. This show is all about people who are inspiring, who are using their celebrity status and their platforms to bring about positive change. And I genuinely think he's perhaps doing the most when it comes to impacting lives, helping millions. And I have to say, he's been very human to me by accepting to be on the show. So thank you so much, Salman Khan. Ta-da!
Thank you, Tara.
So let's start at the beginning. What were you like as a kid?
Such a long time ago, I don't remember now.
Don't lie, you look exactly as you've always looked, so it's not that long.
So as a child, difficult for my parents to handle.
You were difficult for your parents to handle.
Very difficult still. I'm still working on that one quality.
But very close to your parents always.
Always, and that's the reason why it hurts the most. So it's been naughty. Actually, I don't know what wrong did I do when I was, growing up. That I was thrown out of a school when I was in the 4th grade and highly recommended into another school. From there, they requested my earlier school to take me back, so I came back to that. And then I passed out from there. And then I went to college. What happened, my principal from Stanislaus, joined Xavier's. And I joined science. And so my school principal asked me, he said, son, you've joined JJ School of Arts. I said, no, father, I joined Xavier's. What are you doing? Art? I said, no, father, science. I'll be a doctor. I said, no, father. And he came to Xavier's and he was waiting with a cane outside.
Before you could even begin to give you...
So he whacked me right on the main gate of Xavier's.
Oh my God.
He knew I was up to something.
Trouble was coming.
Yeah.
So at this time, did you know you wanted to act? Like, were you passionate about it or you didn't?
No, nothing of that sort. But I knew that I wanted to write and I wanted to direct. So I became an assistant director and I was modeling as well.
Thanks to Kailash.
Yeah.
Our common friend who, now I'm going to say this story, which I don't know if you remember, but I remember it quite vividly. We're talking about childhood. So when I was about, 14 or maybe I was younger. 13, 14, yeah. So one of my closest friends,
Neha.
Neha, you remember? It was Pooja. Yeah. So she...
Who came and did 100 push-ups.
No, Neha did the push-ups. Not bad. I'm going to tell them. They'll be so thrilled. So basically, this friend of ours, Pooja, she was really obsessed with you. She might really now give me a whack for being so explicit. So basically, we all decided we'd come to Film City to see you. And 5 of us came in a gypsy, Maruti gypsy.
And you were a lot more than 5.
I don't know how many we were. And I remember you were so amazing. You saw us and you were like, come here. And you had us all come to your van and we chatted and chatted and chatted. And till today, we all remember how honestly gracious you were, so large-hearted. And you told me then you must meet Kailash and
Yeah.
do some
Yeah.
modeling and acting. And oddly enough, I did do my first ad with Kailash.
Kailash's story was quite an amazing story. So I used to swim. So the reason why I kept on getting admission into colleges and schools was because of my sports. I used to play just about every sport,
Yeah.
And I used to swim a lot. So, so I was one day swimming at the Sea Rock Club, and I saw this lady, really beautiful young lady, walking past in a red sari. And to impress her, I dived in the water, being such an idiot that I swam the whole length underwater. So when I came out on the other side, she was not there. Next day, I get a call from Far Production saying that we want you to do a cold drink commercial. It was Coca-Cola at that point in time. And I wondered, how did this come about? And then I went there to meet Kailash with my aunt. They said, okay, done. I said, but who gave you my number? So he says, that girl that you were trying to impress is my girlfriend. She told me that this guy swims really well, and we were supposed to shoot that in Maldives, and they did want somebody to swim underwater.
That's
so me
hilarious.
and Jackie's wife, Aisha, were the only two people who could do those
Laps underwater.
underwater.
That's
so
amazing. So
that's how I faced the camera for the first time.
thanks to swimming underwater. So did they show your face in the ad or were you underwater?
No. They're underwater shots and stuff like that. So
Wow.
jumping, diving, swimming, yeah.
That's amazing. So you were always very sporty, and I think as parents, I mean, we keep, frankly, the show originated as My Diary as a Mom about things that we want to say to our kids or inspire them, and I think sport is just such a big part of children's lives
Now
and
the
all our
sport
lives.
is just this now. They're playing sport on this, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Really sad.
Absolutely.
And because they don't blame them as well, because there's no space, there's no place to play any kind of sport. When we were growing up, we used to play cricket, football, hockey on the streets because there was not much traffic. We could go into the sea and swim. And the biggest sport for us was climbing trees and eating fruits. So I remember my childhood, we hardly ate lunch or dinner at home. So it was just mangoes, and it was bimlis and imlis and all the sitafals and the drumsticks and all the kind of fruits that we got in Bandra, we ate them all. Love apples and ate them all means like we used to go and steal them from trees.
But you know, as a parent now, I have to say, as much as there is this, the good thing is that if they're encouraged to play sport, like ours are quite obsessed with football and cricket. So in this show that you're now part of, some of the other guests have been cricketers and football because the kids also are very inspired by how they achieve.
But now suddenly the parents and the kids have both made a conscious effort of going to the fields and playing outdoor sport.
Yeah, so we were there 4 days a week, 6:30 in the morning. And Rupak, who of course you also know very well, as he acted in Marigold with you.
Rupak, I call him Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac.
And I met him when I was shooting for Hamdil De Chuke Sanam in Budapest. Yeah. So I remember Rupak since from then. Yeah, he's a good kid and
yeah, he's a good kid.
Grown up man now, and I'm so happy that he's married to you.
Thank you. He's a good kid. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's always been that good guy.
Thank you. He's a good guy, co-producer of our kids and the show. Coming up.
We got a charitable trust. It's called Being Human. We've had so many of these genuine cases which are really hard. My life's ambition is that I hope this thing never stops. It just keeps on going and going and going.
So now, Salman, coming to, honestly, the amazing work you're doing to impact and help so many people. How did you come up with the whole idea of being human and what initiated
So my parents were doing this all along and their parents before that. So I've not done anything new. I've just channelized that. So we got a charitable trust. It's called Being Human. So people used to come and they used to take money for, the illnesses and most of the money used to be just, con artists coming and just taking money and going. So the way we deal with this is we do not give a particular individual that money. Now we don't even give him the whole amount of the surgery. So they go from place to place and they collect that whole money from different charitable trusts as well. And we don't give him the money, we give to the institution.
The institution,
So we give it to the schools or we give it to the hospitals.
That's wonderful. That's so, so amazing. And also, I mean, it's so clever because I was reading about how the merchandise is also goes towards the care. And
so even the money that comes from the clothing and from the gyms and from the e-cycles and from the jewelry, everything from there goes into, our share goes into pay our taxes, and after that it goes into the charitable trust. So, I mean, asking for money, you know, from friends and stuff like that, they have their own things to do with their money. They have their own share of problems. And they'll give it to you once, they'll give it to you second time, third time, they'll stop taking your phone. So this is my career. Do pretty okay for myself here. Because of this, I can start all these things. And mashallah, by the grace of God, they're all doing pretty okay.
That's amazing.
So we put money. The reason why we started institutions and hospitals giving money to them directly, because we've had some really funny cases that people have parked their cars, you know, far away, removed their watches and stuff like that, ask for
I'm sure that
donations,
kind of thing.
and then we've had people same people come in burqas, you know,
pretending.
And then even medication, they've taken the medication and then sold the medication back into the, you know, to the chemist. So we've had these cases, and not very many of them, and then we've had so many of these genuine cases which are really
heartwarming. I know I've read many cases of people who've attributed the fact that their families are okay to you. So it's an amazing accomplishment. And
I hope my life's ambition is that I hope this thing never stops. It just keeps on going and going and going. And you know, maybe like years down, they would not know even who's the man who started this charitable trust.
No, and I also read how it's so. Honestly, you're being very modest, because what I also read was how you said when someone asked you how can they donate to being human, and you said just go out and be human. And I think that's such a great thing to say, that it's not, you said it's not just my thing, it's everyone's thing. And I think it's about the attitude. And I think now as parents, I like to believe, and maybe I'm very idealistic, but I like to believe our kids are growing up in an age where there's a lot more awareness about things like inclusion, about special needs, about honestly being empathetic to people who have, God forbid, problems or just less privilege. I mean, as a kid, I don't remember learning about inclusion. We were taught about it at home, about everyone's special, everyone, even if they're different. But I think now there's such a focus on that.
There used to be a subject called moral science. Beautiful, saying the righteous things, doing the right thing, this is good, this is bad, there's one God, you know, all that just elementary stuff that, yes, no, good thing, bad thing, good gesture, bad gesture.
There's a lot of emphasis on, at least touch wood, in the schools that we've been, you know, lucky to be involved with. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm doing this show, to try and spread that more, that if there are children who have special needs or they're differently abled, or you know, we had a child on another segment of the show. It was beautiful. She's got Down syndrome, and how her parents said that when she was first born, initially it was such a shock, and they saw it as, oh my God, what an obstacle. And now, changing their perception, they realize it's such a gift. And Salman, she's a huge fan of yours. Her mom sent me this little clip of her trying to imitate you.
Nora's doctor walked in to check up on her, and he looked at Vivek and he's like, I think your daughter may have Down syndrome. I was heartbroken. I was shattered. I was like, the world is, you know, come to an end. And it was...
Yeah. What about you, Vivek? What were you feeling inside?
You know, I only had two people that I needed to take care of, was Nora and Pooja. So I just told her, like, you know what, there's a box, there's a dream. Every mother, you're a mother, you know, you had a dream for your child, that, you know, you're a perfect child in your head. I said, only that box has changed. That's it. Nothing else has changed. That one box, just fill it with new dreams, new hopes, and that's it.
Absolutely. There's nothing like normal, right? We're all normal in our own way, and everyone's different and everyone's special. And I think you guys really live that. Everyone has a voice, and everyone's voice should be heard. But I think when huge celebrities like Salman use their voices to raise awareness on causes like inclusion, it really helps. Like they said, there's nothing like normal because everyone's normal is different. And
True.
that kind of thing, I think I saw a video recently of you dancing with children with special needs. So is that something you feel strongly about?
Yeah, they have a huge connect with me for some strange reason. They don't even know me, but they come and they tap me on, they hug me, and then, yeah.
So you're sharing happiness, you're sharing joy, you're giving them so much of that. So that's amazing. And I think, as you said, being a superstar and using that platform to give joy.
The thing is, not enough. You need to do a lot more. Not a lot more. And then the reason why I say this, that you don't need to come and, put money into my charitable trust, which sounded really cool and good and sensible at that point in time. But since we're doing so much more, that money is required. So now we're struggling with our charitable trust to help more and more people.
Well, it's commendable.
But the fact is that you come out of your house and you look left and you look right and you know that this person is a deserving person, maybe your own family, your own staff. That is the person you might want to help with education, help or whatever he needs, and you're doing our work.
Absolutely. That's a really great way of putting it. Coming up, is there any advice you'd like to give to any kids out there?
Everyone works really hard, but you should work hard in the right direction and stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
So Salman, now that you've reached the pinnacle and you're the top of, in your acting career and all that, do you feel that you ever stop learning, or do you think you're always learning? And do you like learning new things, or?
All the time. There was a time when I did a movie with your husband. Yeah. I got very complacent at that point in time. I was like, chalta hai. I got kicked so badly that I realized that no. So what happens is like when you're doing really well for yourself, then you think the time chalta rahega. This will go on. And that doesn't happen. You need to keep on reinventing yourself. You need to keep on learning something new and working really hard. When the audiences see your effort and your pain and your blood and sweat on screen, that's what they actually like. And it has to look effortlessly, but that comparison from your last film should be,
better.
No matter how the film does, but his work was good. He's worked really hard. How difficult is that? So that is what I am trying to achieve. And especially when you're going down, you need to work much harder too. So
but also it's a huge achievement to have sustained yourself. Honestly, I mean, like I said, I don't want to reveal my age, but if I was 13 when we came, or 12 or 13 or 14, now we have two kids who are 10 and 8. So we won't do the math, but basically it's amazing that you've literally been up there. After this, I'm going to show you the photo that on our group today, my best friend group, which is still my closest friends from childhood are still my closest friends, and all our kids are still back in the same school. So you're a hot topic on that group, because I didn't tell anyone else. I was too cautious. I said, till we've done the chat, I'm not seeing anything.
But that is the pehchan of a really good person. That the person's staff has got to be there with him for the longest time, and his friends have got to be his childhood friends. So that only makes you a really good person. Because with these people, you can be your original ugly self. And if they can handle that for years and years and years, that means you are really a good person.
On that note, you are a super cool guy. You're a superstar. And is there any advice you'd like to give to any kids out there who want to follow their dreams, or any parents?
See, everyone works really hard. But you should work hard in the right direction and stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. That's a very good one. And as a mom of two boys, or not that it's a gender-specific thing, but stay out of trouble.
The thing is that I can do this, nobody will find out. That's not cool. Even if nobody finds out, if you feel that something is not good, you should not do that thing. It's not because nobody will find out, or somebody will find out, so I will not do this. Either which way, nobody's going to find out, but even then I'm not doing this. It's wrong. I think that's the way one should be.
That's great advice. I will definitely use it if our kids do anything wrong. But in our house, Rupak is the disciplinarian. I'm the one who gets like Oh, it's
Yes.
Mama. She won't. Mama, Mama, we can do it.
No, really?
Yeah, he says in the
Oh my
corner and they're
God.
in the corner. If I say in the corner, they're like,
Yeah.
Mama, whatever. So, yeah. So, somebody has to be good cop, bad cop. But it's also because I'm there more, he's working, and I mean, not even I'm working. But so, honestly, our kids would have loved to be here to meet you. I've told them about this Film City anecdote, but it's past their bedtime, and I'm very strict about that. But on their behalf, we'd like to gift you something because it's stuff that they enjoy. And it's quite
That's
heavy, so
heavy.
it's a good workout.
Thank you so much.
It's a Hershey's happiness hamper. Really, you share
Thank you.
happiness. You're
Thank you.
fab. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really grateful.
It was so lovely to see Salman after so long, and really, really heartwarming to hear all they are doing with being human and more.
You are a super cool guy. You're a superstar. Is there any advice you'd like to give to any kids out there?
Everyone works really hard, but you should work hard in the right direction.
Next week, we meet the beautiful, multi-talented Sonali Bendre Behan. Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Who shares her inspirational journey of battling cancer.
Hair has been such a huge part. It was like literally my bread butter jam. It was coming out in clumps and I had a meltdown in my shower and took the razor and shaved it off.
And switching on her sunshine.
I said, you know, this is it. Yeah. I'm done with self-pity. It's not going to get me anywhere. I accept it and let's take it from here.